Hey guys, what's up? So, got a package in the mail here, and what did I get? I think I've already mentioned that in my other video, but, so if you didn't see the other video with the intake gasket issue, this will, may or may not make sense here, sorry. It's hard doing this with the phone and trying to hold it here. What is the surprise? Surprise, surprise, what do we get? Alright, what do we get?
Oh no, what did we get?
What do we get? I don't know. What do we get here? Hopefully it's not dented up too badly.
There's a bunch of paper.
Yeah, that's all we got though. Hopefully it looks good. Didn't get too messed up in shipping. Didn't have to go very far. What is it? It is the infamous 351 Windsor Holley Street Dominator. So this is a manifold from like the probably 70s and 80s. And this is like the only, well, besides the Holley Street, or excuse me, Edelbrock Street Master, it was a single plane manifold designed for the street. And the advertised specs are from idle to 5500. And obviously you can tell it's a street manifold because you have the provision for an EGR valve right here and EGR valve in the back here. But I'm not going to be obviously using EGR. But the main reason why I got this, and I've been looking for a while for a streetable single plane manifold, which are possible to come by, is that the Holley Terminator and Sniper EFI don't work very well with the dual plane manifold. And it's because of the design of the throttle body. The map sensor is on one side of the throttle body. So if you have a dual plane manifold, it only picks up the signaling from one side of the manifold. But I guess what I was looking for specifically was an intake manifold with small runners. Because this is on a truck, and I want to keep the power band between off idle and mid range, so I didn't really want a upper RPM. Yeah, I could have gotten like a Victor if I wanted to, but the RPM range was way higher. So I'm guessing for like a low RPM truck, and to produce torque and throttle response, you want port velocity, so you want fast air going through. That's one of the issues with why those single plane like race manifolds, they bog offline so much, is the air is not moving fast enough. You know, they're designed to flow out the upper RPMs and not down low, make power down low. So I wanted something with small ports and single plane that was designed for the street that hopefully won't bog too much offline. But it's not as big of an issue with fuel injection because, you know, fuel injection is under pressure and it's not being dictated by the amount of airflow that's going over the boosters. So as soon as you hit the throttle, you know, as soon as you touch the throttle position sensor picks it up, sends a squirt, and you know the fuel injectors are under pressure. So it's not based on air going past the actual boosters. So it's based on, you know, throttle position sensor and map sensor. So I am going. Hopefully this is bare metal. I think it is. It's not painted. I'm gonna powder coat it. And I'll show you that in a couple seconds, but, oh shit, it's dirty down there. What the hell's that stuff? So, I might sandblast this, because I don't know what, if that's paint, or what, but, yeah, I might sandblast this again, just to make sure, because, I want my powder coat to stick to this thing, so. Alright, I can't tell, that looks... I don't know if that's painted or not. I think it's just been sandblasted because the guy didn't get if it was painted. I think that'd still be dirty. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But all right, he said he would have been Healy coiled. One of these have been fixed. Oh, there it is. That's the Healy coil. So all right, so I'm gonna get this thing ready, prepared. You can actually do I guess by looking at this, it can do either the spread bore or square bore carburetors. So I think this is Well, hopefully I see an improvement. Yeah, I mean, mainly I feel like I'm having issues like mid to upper RPMs. It just doesn't feel like it has any power. It bogs for some reason. That's kind of like, a lot of people have complained about the same thing. So, sorry, there's my kid in the background. But okay, so I'm gonna get this going. I'm gonna get it powder coated, and I'll show you how I powder coat. I have like one of those little cheap Harbor Freight powder coaters. But okay, cool. All right. Okay, guys, got this thing ready for powder coat. This green stuff, what it does is it prevents the areas from that I don't want powder coat on, like the top here and the water inlet and the runners, so they don't get powder coat on them because I want that keep that surface nice and clean. So, and I'm using this little Harbor Freight powder coater, and I'm going to use a little bit of flat black because I don't want glossy. So sometimes I use black wrinkle, but right now I have flat black, so I'm going to use that. So, alright, get this thing going. I'm going to get this on camera. So basically I have this little metal strap connected to the manifold. I have a foot pedal down there. And when I hit the foot pedal, ooh, actually, a little too much out of here. As you can see, the powder coat coming out here. And it's electrically charged to the manifold here. As you can see, it's sticking. It's going to be slow because I don't want to get too much on here. Try to get all the metal. And it's going to take my time and get the thing all done and put it in my house oven. And that's about it. Alright, cool. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see that, but that's not perfect, but that's it powder coated black. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 400 degrees and probably go for about 30 minutes, probably 20-30 minutes, and we'll see, take a look at it. Alright. I hope you guys can see this. It's getting kind of dark out, but that's the powder coat. You'll see more of this when I get it in the car here. I kind of like the black wrinkle better. Yeah, it gives kind of like a textured look to it. But this is fine. I don't think the yellow block one. I don't think that one's even starting to walk across. I don't think that's textured. Yeah, I don't think it's textured. I think it's just regular flat black too. I'm looking at the yellow block one. All right, go back. All right, messy garage. Oh, there it is. That's what the stuff's for. That gets a little like it's like a heat tape. So it just keeps. I'll have to clean that up a little bit. But cool. Get this going tomorrow. Put it on there. Yeah, it's funny. Like I didn't realize they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts the. That's why it has the cylinder numbers on. It also has a firing order. You don't see that very often, at least on the aftermarket ones. Cool. Alright guys, I'm going to take this old manifold off here. Get that street Dominator on there. So I'm not going to even bother taking the distributor off. I'm just going to try to... Yeah, I could have sprained. I guess we'll see. Pressure. Alright, cool. Let's try and get this thing clean so you can put... I always put... I think I'm not sure if it's even a requirement, but I think everything I've ever learned was they said put... over the years, put some silicone over the water jackets. And I'm going to lay this down and get this going. Get the Velcro's on there. Alright, new gaskets, the seal reinforced one, so get that going, get the manifold on there, torque it down. Okay guys, here we got this. Got the cork. I actually like the cork things because it kind of holds it in place. Some people do, some people don't. I mean, I've used it both. The other one, Edelbrock, doesn't come with these, so I just put a bead of RTV in there. But so I use a little bit of this high-tack gasket kind of to hold it in place. I kind of put it here. Kind of put a little tiny dab in the areas where I'm not going to have a port. You know, I don't put it like here or anywhere close to this, so I don't want that to... But yeah, I'm trying to keep the gasket so it's perfectly aligned with this head here, or as good as I can get it. And then I'm going to let it dry. Just push down on it. And then I already have RTV silicone on that. The same thing on this side. This one's a little bit high. It will want to push down. Like once you get the intake on there, it's going to want to push down. So you want to let this dry for a little bit. I mean, as you're torquing it down, it's going to want to push the gasket down. So, and then you have to kind of cut the cork ends to meet it because it's not exactly perfect. Okay, so that's fine. You guys are okay, and let's tack up for just a little bit, and then I'll kind of know because when I look at this, I kind of know if it's a couple millimeters from the top of the head to the top of the gasket, and I can see the top of the gasket once it's torqued down. I know they do move a little bit, but that's the way it is. Yeah, I've done this many times and never had a leak or any kind of, maybe one intake leak over the last 20-something years, or I guess I've been working on Fords since I was like 27 years, I guess. So, never had a catastrophic gasket failure like that. That was crazy in the last video, but okay. So, intake gaskets, the Pro steel core ones. See how these will hold up. But hopefully hopefully I don't lose too much bottom end with this Dominator. Because I'm also using an HVC spacer too. So 2-inch spacer. That's just sitting up there, hanging up there. Kid moved it, so it doesn't get that way. And I'm gonna put some more RTV around the end of the jackets there, and I'm gonna put the manifold here in a couple minutes. Let this tack up a little bit. This stuff. All right, cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. One of the cool things about a single plane manifold is I can actually see the ports lined up to make sure it's going on the head correctly. Whereas I couldn't do that with a dual plane, so I don't know if you can see that in there. But I can see it go right into the head, so I can see that my gasket was not aligned correctly, so I had to move it around a little bit so I don't see any gasket anywhere without any sort of restriction. So that's actually pretty cool. I forgot about that single plane. Can't do that with a dual plane. It's kind of hidden away, so. All right, cool. All right, so now that I got this thing kind of lined up correctly, I mean, I looked at my flashlight, looked down all the ports. Didn't have any gaskets going out. My ports seem to be aligned as good as they're going to be, I'm going to go down and use my torque wrench, and I'm just going to pop it down, go 5, and then 10, and then 15, and 20, but do that in steps, the torque sequence. So, and, alright, so yeah, I'm going to torque this bad boy down. Alright guys, so got this thing torqued down, 18 foot-pounds. They said anywhere from about 18 to 20, multiple different sites for aluminum heads, so, they look like they're fairly in place, and, like I said, this is a single plane manifold, and I was able to look at the ports. I don't know if you guys can see that with the light, but I'm trying to get that in there where you can actually see that. There's no gasket showing, and it's no weird head movements, so it's totally in there. So I'm going to install one of these HVC spacers. So it's like an aerodynamic for, it's supposed to I guess, make it a little bit more aerodynamic. Ease the transition, I guess, the flow, but actually the other way. Let's see. I might have some height issues, I think, maybe. I gotta check with my hood, but alright, cool. I can't get this together, I'll have to go, wow, shit, I thought it's all open. The aluminum's showing. Because this was designed for, I could do like a spread board, I guess, and this thing. I don't remember which I guess there's, how much? I guess this is kind of designed for a, I don't know, maybe I should use a single open spacer. Have a couple of those, but alright, cool. Alright guys, almost ready to go. I had to modify this bracket and kind of put that little, or fabricate a little support bracket for this because the mounting pattern was a little bit different for this, so do a few things here, but yeah, there we go. Street Dominator. So I'm going to fire it up. My EFI system will have to probably relearn because it's a totally different manifold, different system, so hopefully I'll be dominating the streets here. So just kidding. Alright. There it is running. I'm going to let it go up to operating temperature and see if I If you find any leaks anywhere, just put water leak, put it in there. My computer's going to have to relearn itself because, like I said, it's a totally different manifold, so, I mean, the fuel characteristics are going to be different. So then I got to probably adjust my transmission a little bit, you know. That changed a little bit too, so. Alright, just going to mess with this and let it go. Let it warm up. Good,